there's a lot of push on technology in surgery right now, and I get asked questions about this all the time because patients have they've maybe seen some other doctors and they've been pitched, well, this doctor uses this particular piece of technology, and I'll call it out in a moment what I'm thinking of, but virtual surgical planning is one of the things I get asked about a lot, and they ask me and they say, well, do you do this? And I said, I do it sometimes under the right circumstances. And they say, well, this, somebody else has told me that this is the, they use this exclusively, they use it on every case, that it makes the case safer. And I said, part of the issue is some of this technology is only as good as the person using it. So if you're going to virtually plan a surgery, it's only as good as if they know how to virtually plan the surgery.
And can carry it out.
Right. And then you have to be able to carry it out. So there are those two things. But the other thing that I think is really interesting is whereas for orthognathic surgery, virtual surgical planning has literally changed everything. You used to have to cut casts, there was there was plaster dust everywhere. It was really tedious. You can plan these things out very quickly now on a computer screen, 3D print some jigs, and the whole operation is on this one jig. Now with feminization surgery on a mandible, for instance, right? You'll go in and you'll contour some, you'll cut off some of the angle, but then you need to be able to look at it and say, is it enough? Yep. And then you say, no, it needs more. And you go back in and you work a little bit more. And you can't pre-program operations like that because you have to go back in, you have to do some, and then you have to look and see, is it enough? I think it's a little bit with even like foreheads on kids. You can't virtually plan out a metopic case because you do everything by the jig and then you put the bone back in, but it doesn't look right. It's not advanced enough, or the lateral orbits are not projected enough, or it's not overcorrected enough, and then you essentially wasted the entire experience of virtually planning it because you have to be able to know what it's going to look like at the end.
That's right, and so this is where the aesthetic experience and training comes in, and the ability to look at the final result instead of a computer program and decide, is this really what this person needs to look like? Or is this just a duplication of what the computer thinks they should look like? There's a big difference.
It surely is.
It's a big difference.
One of the things that I liked about Jordan when I met him was the fact that he seemed to have a real interest in aesthetics. And he shows it in everything he does, his dress, his office, his possessions. He's got a real high level of aesthetic appreciation. And one of our colleagues, 10, 15 years ago from Texas, took the x-rays of 50 Miss Texans, averaged them, and said that was the most beautiful woman. It has nothing to do with the beautiful. It's the appreciation of beauty. And so Jordan has a tremendous aesthetic appreciation, and I really appreciate it right from the very beginning.